What's going on, kings and queens? BF and Kruma, the voice of revolution, and you are tuned into Shh, You Can't Talk About That in the Black community. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the other side of Valentine's Day. Now, this is not about to be me bashing Valentine's Day in any kind of way or anything like that. That's not what's getting ready to go on here. But thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you all hit that share button as you log on. And also invite some folks to tune in. So now, personally, I don't really do holidays, period. Just because I know that they have been commercialized in order to just capitalize off of making us feel something. So with every holiday, it's something that's, put out there into the atmosphere for us to feel and seem like we have to take part in it, or seem like we're missing something if we don't have said thing. And when it comes to Valentine's Day, even though you may not or I may not be bashing it or be against it or even celebrate it, it's still, if you're single, it can make you feel like you're missing something. It's like, wow, everybody's getting this or everybody's doing that. They're going out. They're traveling. They're out to eat. And if you allow these ideas to, creep into your mind, it can make you feel as if, you're missing something out of your own life. But today I want to talk about the other side of Valentine's Day. Because typically, when we think about Valentine's Day, when we talk about Valentine's Day, when we celebrate Valentine's Day, it's all about having another person. It's all about loving another person. But have you ever sat back to think about how you love, celebrate, and appreciate yourself? Man, folks can beat you down. Folks can make you feel all kinds of ways. Folks can hurt you. Folks can do you dirty. Another person can do any and everything under the sun to you. But it's up to you to make sure you feel loved. I feel like too often when we're dealing with Valentine's Day, the only love that we actually look at as love is when you're giving it to someone else, or when someone else is giving it to you. And self-love is just pushed all the way to the back of the conversations. We have people who are in relationships with other people, in love with other people, getting their flowers and their chocolates or whatever it may be. They might be on a plane somewhere right now to Dubai together. But one of them might not love themselves. And they are covering the fact that they don't love themselves. They're covering their self-loathing. They're covering their self-hate with wrapping themselves up with somebody else. And eventually that begins to destroy the relationship with the person that they're in love with, because when you don't love yourself, you begin to self-sabotage everything that you put your hands on. So as we're thinking about Valentine's Day today, I want us to think about the other side of Valentine's Day. Do you love you? It's a whole lot of talk about if a man loves you, what he's going to do. Or a lot of men talking about they don't receive certain things on Valentine's Day because Valentine's Day seems to only be about what the woman can get. And it's all of these external things. But how do you appreciate you? How do you celebrate you? Talk to me, y'all. If you're on here, what's going on to everybody? Make sure y'all all hit that share button. But how do you love and celebrate yourself? One of the things that Valentine's Day that really messes with many people's psyches is it makes you feel as if you almost aren't validated if you don't have somebody. And this day can make you feel like less of an adult, less of a human. Why don't I have somebody? Everybody else got somebody. Why don't I have somebody? And you feel invalidated, or you can potentially feel invalidated because of what the day represents. or what the day has come to represent or how it's celebrated. But you can, and this is not some, because sometimes, they be like, single people always mad at Valentine's Day, or they always trying to change something just because they're single. No, but you're a human and you can't succumb to certain ideas all the time. So you have to love yourself before you can fully love somebody else, before you can properly love somebody else, and before you are able to sustain a fully healthy relationship. Because if you don't love you, you are going to destroy everything you put your hands on. Now, in my new book, Love Your Naked Self, see, this is all about loving you. Now, one of the chapters here is the notary. Who is the notary public of your life? Now, we all know when you have important documents that need to be signed, in order for them to be official documents, you have to go to a notary public. They have been authorized to make your documents valid. You're buying a house, or you're registering a will, whatever it may be, you have to go to a notary public in order for them to make what it is official. But this is the question I want to ask you, especially as we are dealing with Valentine's Day. Who is the notary public of your life? Who makes you official, or what makes you official? Who makes you validated, or what validates you? Now, I'm not saying that other things or other people have to, but I want us to sit back and think, do we allow anything other than ourselves to validate who we are? Do we allow anything other than ourselves to validate how we feel? There are people who are going to be absolutely miserable today because they believe they are invalidated because they don't have a relationship. But who is the notary public of your life? You have to be that notary public of your life. The only way you can love your naked self is if you do all of your own validation. If you stamp all of your approvals. If you stamp yourself to make yourself official. If you own your own stamp, but when you allow any and everything else to validate who you are, or to make you official, or to say, okay, now you fit, then you are at their beck and call. They can make you feel underappreciated. They can make you feel unloved. They can make you feel like you're nothing. They can make you feel like you're missing out. And this is the thing. When people can, or ideas can get you to believe that you are missing out, they can get you to go on an all-out chase to get what they say that you need. And then you'll be doing things that you shouldn't be doing, all because you're trying to feel fulfilled. All because you're trying to fill the void that somebody created and made you think that you believed. That's why you got to be your own notary public. And this is the other side of Valentine's Day. Well, I have no problem with anybody celebrating it. I have no problem with anybody who's going to go out and buy expensive, elaborate gifts, or take elaborate vacations, or go to 5-star restaurants and hotels. I don't have a problem with any of that. Go ahead, celebrate, enjoy your day. But I also want you to take some time to love yourself. I know being your own Valentine can sound like a very lonely thing. I'm not asking you to be your own Valentine, because that's just one day. I'm saying 365 days of the year, 366 on a leap year. All of us have to take time to love ourselves. All of us have to take time to celebrate ourselves. If you have to wait until somebody else appreciates you before you appreciate yourself, you may be waiting the rest of your life. I'm not willing to put my happiness fully in the hands of somebody else. I'm not willing to put feeling appreciated solely in the hands of somebody else. Someone who can, when they get upset with me, take it away. Or someone, if they see somebody else that catches their eye, they can take it away. And now I'm running around feeling like I'm not appreciated because I put all of my eggs in this basket. Now, this is not to say that you need to have different baskets, different relationships, and side women or side men or anything to feel complete. That's not what I'm trying to say, because a lot of times I say stuff, folks just take it all the way to the right. It's not what I'm saying. I'm simply saying you have to take time to appreciate yourself and be comfortable being the one who appreciates you. Being comfortable being the one who celebrates you. I know the world talks crazy about patting yourself on the back. I'm not one of those people. I pat myself on the back. I celebrate myself. I speak highly of myself. I don't care if anybody says you're not humble, you're arrogant. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn how arrogant somebody may think I am. But what I guarantee you I will not be is somebody sitting around waiting for somebody else to validate me. Because if I give you the power to validate me, I can give you the power to invalidate me. And now I'm sitting around upset because you said I'm nothing anymore. So as we're dealing with Valentine's Day, I want each and every one of you to take some time today to deal with the other side. Take the time to love yourself. Take the time to appreciate yourself. And take the time to celebrate yourself. And to all of you out here who would like to purchase my book, Love Your Naked Self, which is a whole book that will help you, walk you through how to actually come to a place where you love your naked self. It's not just a book, it's a workbook with exercises and journal space and everything for you to actually work through. Make sure you head over to bfandkrumah.com right now and pick up your book. Today is the official launch of the book. Go to bfandkrumah.com, bfandkrumah.com to get your copy of Love Your Naked Self. And I know we typically don't want to talk about loving yourself on Valentine's Day. It's all about somebody else. But that's what this is about. Everything that folks don't want to talk about, I'm going to talk about in our community, because there are so many things that traumatize us, so many things that we need healing from, so many things that break us, so many things that hurt us that we continue to sweep under the rug. And especially when it pertains to Valentine's Day, we get so caught up on trying to love somebody else or wanting love from somebody else that we forget to love ourselves and receive love from ourselves. So again, get your copy, Love Your Naked Self. It's only $14.99. Head on over to bfandkrumah.com, bfandkrumah.com, and get your copy. Fellas, get your copy for your queen. Get it for your daughters. Young girls especially, who are looking at Instagram and looking at music videos, looking at movies, looking at everything in the media and feeling like they got to conform to a certain image. They're 14 years old and feel like they got to beat their face every day before they walk out, or they got to wear a waist trainer, or their butt isn't big enough and they got to go get butt implants so that, oh shoot, hope that didn't break, so that they can be beautiful. They need to be able to love their naked selves. Again, this is a workbook for women and young women to work through, to actually go from a place where they feel like they need all of these additives, or they need somebody else to love or validate themselves, to the point where they can love their naked self. So head on over to bfandkrumah.com, and when everybody else is afraid to talk about it and saying, shh, you can't talk about that, BF and Krumah is always going to talk about the taboo topics. And remember to love black, to buy black, and to think black. Love y'all.